Red Hot Gotsy, come subscribe, come subscribe, come subscribe, come subscribe. Red Hot Gotsy, Red Hot Gotsy, Red Hot Gotsy. Alright, so today I am talking about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Now, this movie's not good at all. I'm just gonna be upfront with it and just straight up. That's why I'm rewriting it, and even with certain things, like for this series of rewriting, I might not hate the movie, but I still might want to rewrite. I'll rewrite basically anything. So this is a little series I started up with the Black Widow video. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. It's on my channel, Redagazi. Yeah, comment, subscribe, like. You know, let's get into it. Now, there's 5 core elements to this movie I want to talk about. First off is Doctor Strange's arc. Now, Doctor Strange's arc is really bad in this movie because I don't know what the hell it is. Now, let me explain. In the beginning of the movie, we have the wedding and stuff like that, and he's not getting married to the chick. I forget her name. Rachel McAdams. And he feels sad about it and stuff like that because they had an arc in the first movie, which this movie completely forgets about. We're going to talk about that later. In general, I just like people ask him the question, is he happy? And I don't really know what that's all about. I don't understand the purpose behind that. So I'm just kind of like questioning, is he? I don't freaking know. Like, I don't know what am I supposed to feel from Doctor Strange in these moments? Like what is he struggling with? Just like being a superhero and just like having to juggle a normal life, kind of like Spider-Man. Like, what is it? I don't know. I need someone to answer that in the comment section for me, because I genuinely I'm confused, and that's kind of the main problem. It's just a bunch of jumbled up ideas that they kind of wanted to make into an arc. I feel like they didn't really have an idea. They didn't have an idea for him as a person. They just kind of wanted him to, start up the multiverse. So I feel like that's why this movie exists, honestly, and it's kind of sad. Also, I feel a lot of Doctor Strange's powers that got him out of a lot of situations in the past were not used in this movie. I'm going to talk about that later. Alright, next up would be American Chavez. Now, she's a character from the comics, don't know anything about her. Now, I still barely know anything about her, let's just be honest, after this goddamn movie. Now, basically, she killed her parents, by accident. When she was, I think, chasing a bee or something like that. I don't know. She was outside, and she was messing with the flowers, and then she accidentally got scared and sent her parents to, like, another freaking dimension or world or something, and she believes that they are dead. Now, this was not confirmed, so like we're just assuming from what she thinks happened. So yeah, they're probably dead, so she probably killed them. And she feels sad about it, and she's been struggling her whole life to contain and control her powers and yada yada yada. Now, basically, the movie starts off with her and the other Doctor Strange. The other Doctor Strange tried to steal her powers, so she was all mad about that. And then she meets the new one. It's like, oh, can I trust you? And that kind of goes into Doctor Strange's arc, where he's like questioning himself as like a Avenger and all this other crap. Like, oh, was what I did in Infinity War, like, was it worth it? Was that the only way? That's basically one part of his arc, which I kind of forgot about for a second there. But it kind of, it doesn't excuse anything, because they literally said in the movie that was the only way that they could have won. So I'm just like, he's questioning it now. I understand that, but I feel like he should have done this in, like, I don't know, Spider-Man, like the No Way Home or something like that. Because even then, he was doing stuff for Peter, even though he already like if he felt like he messed up with the spell in what was it, Infinity War, why would he still be doing these risky ass spells in No Way Home and stuff like that? And even in his own goddamn movie, like, why? Like, I thought he learned from this. I'm kind of bleeding into the Doctor Strange arc, but let me talk about it for a second. He literally learned from being a cocky, arrogant asshole to an actually, like, intelligent... I mean, he was always intelligent, but he was cocky. A resourceful human being who also has this magical power that can help him understand the world differently. But he's just not using that knowledge. He's not using his intelligence. He's just being a goddamn idiot. And that's what I hate. It's character regression, and I hate that in these movies or in any freaking movie or TV show. Like, you just destroyed the core element of what makes the character. All right, so back to American Chavez. Now, I think her powers are very inconsistent, and they kind of leave a lot to the imagination. Like, to be honest, there was a lot of times where she got scared and she didn't really like use her powers. But then there's other times where she did, and it happened a couple times. So like, I'll give him a little bit of leeway, but still, it's like, why is it that it just happens? And Doctor Strange even says later in the movie, it just happens when it needs to. It's like that's a great explanation. It just does, you know. All right, now moving on to Wanda. Now Wanda, well, Wanda. Y'all really disrespected this character like badly. I do not like her anymore, like at all. Like she is a 0 out of 10. 0 out of 10 for me. Like completely. She's done. She's done. There's nothing irredeemable at all. Like her powers don't make any sense. Her motivations don't make any sense. Like in a certain sense, they do make sense. Like I understand the idea that a parent would want their child back desperately, and having superpowers, you would try everything in your ability to bring them back. But I just don't feel like Wanda should be the one to do this with, especially like even though she had the dark hole, I feel like you just you broke her character. Like they wanted to take the easy way out and do the whole like Wanda goes evil, tries to kill everyone and all this other crap, and the excuse is that it's for her kids, but it's just like you're gonna sacrifice the multiverse potential. No, not the multiverse. You're gonna sacrifice one kid just to save your two kids, right? This kid who doesn't know how to use her powers, who just is alone in this world basically, and besides the other Doctor Strange who died, so yeah, basically alone. And you're gonna try to kill her? It's like why? Like that doesn't sound like her character, and you basically just dismantled her, took what you wanted to put into her character, which is just, oh, I'm sad because my kids dot dot dot, even though they're not even freaking real. But okay, just shit on the character. Who cares? Just who cares? Also, all of this makes me look back at WandaVision and kind of like look at Wanda differently, because now I'm just wondering, like, did she even give a damn about those people? Like, did she really feel sorry for them, or is this just kind of like one of those things, or like I have to kind of forget what happened in the past and just enjoy it, bro? It's like I don't know, man. Like they completely ruined Wanda's character. I thought they were going in a different direction with her, and now she might be dead because at the end of the movie, somehow American Chavez was able to stop her. It's really stupid because apparently, the power of friendship, with Steve in America. So she got the hang of her power somewhat at least. And then she started using it against Wanda, and then Wanda was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sad. My kids don't want me." And it's like, yeah. Now we're talking about the power inconsistencies. That could be like literally. This video could be an hour long. Now, like honestly, this it's the worst in the MCU. Like this is definitely the worst power scaling I have seen. I think of like even some of the DC movies do the power scaling better. Like, and they're atrocious. Like I'm not gonna even lie. So y'all DC fanboys out there who say those movies are good, more than half of them are trash. Like I'm not even gonna lie. And I'll make a video about that if I need to. But yeah, this is terrible. Like American Chavez's powers only like really kick in, because power of friendship. Wanda's powers, I don't even know what her powers are anymore. It's just whatever they need to be for the plot to happen. And I'll say the same thing for Doctor Strange's powers. Doctor Strange's powers are probably the most understandable because he's used them the most, and like I kind of. Well, actually, no. Wanda's used her powers the most because she was in Age of Ultron. But like in general, I feel like Strange's powers it's just like the sling rings are basically just like the little like circular things he can like throw around and like hop on and stuff like that. I think he can create like shields as well. Those little like rope things that he used against Thanos, like stuff like that. But he doesn't use the sling rings nearly enough, and those things can cut off like monsters' heads or limbs and stuff like that. And not only could that have been used against Thanos, it actually would have been really useful to save half the freaking universe. But I also think even in this movie, it could have like killed like the first Doctor Strange, right? From the intro, where she was with, like the second Doctor Strange, he could have literally killed that like giant monster if he used the sling ring, or if he used the sling ring to like hop on it or whatever it's called, the circular thing to hop on, and American Chavez and them could have gotten the book. He could have used the rope thing to get the book, and then problem solved. Y'all would have been fine. But no, you had to be a freaking idiot and not use your goddamn powers how you've been using them for all this freaking time. And he has the same powers as Strange, so it's like ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. Because I'm right about that, because even the Doctor Strange we know was able to use the powers of the other universe's Doctor Strange, like the powers to take away Chavez's powers. He has that. So he has the exact same powers, but he just didn't use them because plot. I used to think Wanda had some sort of like telekinesis as well, but like now I don't even know what it is. It's like a blast, plus she can, you know, go into mirrors, plus she can like see different worlds, you know, in the multiverse and stuff like that. She can make runes now because she's, you know, a witch, and it's just like I don't even know. I think they made her this quote unquote the Scarlet Witch just to make her evil for one, and also just to make her have this like ominous kind of like secret power that no one else has, and she's like the greatest witch ever, and it's just like this was never established in any of the other movies until now, until WandaVision, and then it's really just WandaVision in this movie. They just destroy her character so easily. And, oh my god. I'm going to stop talking about Wanda. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is just in general, I feel like this movie forgets the first movie. And it just leaves a lot of the stuff that it established off the table. And they didn't really use it. Like, with Rachel, right? I think her name, I don't know. Rachel McAdams. I don't know what her character name is. She is barely in the movie. They barely talk, really flesh out their relationship now as it is, because she's married. So that would have been interesting to know how they interact with each other. And maybe if she was in the movie more, she could have like another cool little arc with him before he goes off to like fight some sort of huge bad guy or whatever. But they don't do anything with her character. It's just like she's getting married, you know, Steven gets cucked, and it's just like, yeah, that's it, you know? It's just... It's a waste of a character. It's a waste of a... Not a waste of a scene, because it kind of like establishes how everything is now, you know, after like the blip and stuff like that, or the snap, whatever the hell you want to call it. But I just feel like you could have established more for their characters, and given the guy she's married to an actual character instead of just being a placeholder for, you know, Steven getting, you know, screwed over. I would say in general, the first movie had a very like calculated, you know, changed man who wanted to save the universe at all cost, and, you know, would put his life in danger in order to do that. And I feel like they kind of lost that with this character in the multiverse of mid. Now, my whole thing is, I get the idea behind, you know, him being a superhero and him trying to, you know, stop these like intergalactic, you know, magical like threats, right? So that's fine, and he's still doing that. That's still consistent. But I feel like he doesn't have the same gravitas and the same control and calculated, you know, steps, and even his powers, again, which tie into his character, aren't really used to his full capability. So when you tie all that together, it's just not the same character, and again, it's an assassination. This movie obviously is visually astounding, you know, just like the first movie was, which is the only thing that's freaking consistent. It has cool fight scenes, but if you're looking for good characters that were established in this universe and a good plot to go with that, this movie's not for you. It's at most a 3, and that's me being nice. Come to subscribe, like, and let me know if you want me to do a rewrite. And yes, I know I said I'll do a rewrite in this video, but this video is kind of long, so I'm gonna let y'all go. Peace. I'll do it in another video.
No way, Jose. Red Hot Gotsy, come subscribe, like, come subscribe, like, come subscribe, like, come subscribe.